Our very special guest this morning, Tim Farrell, is with us. He's from Lancaster Prayer Breakfast. That's what we're going to be talking about. But he also works at Catalyst, and I understand you guys are going to have a special float at the parade tomorrow night, Tim.
We're taking off tomorrow night, so when you're looking at that parade, you find the rocket ship from Catalyst.
Awesome.
Flames and everything.
Oh, that's awesome. I look forward to seeing that. Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Anybody you want to say hi to?
Well, I'll say good morning to my Lancaster Prayer Breakfast Committee members, as well as faculty, staff, and all the patrons at Catalyst Christian School.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. Tell us all about Lancaster Prayer Breakfast. It's coming up in November, right?
It is coming up. The 4th annual Lancaster Prayer Breakfast happens Friday, November 7 at Shady Maple. Where else would you want to eat breakfast?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Shady Maple.
Yep.
Doors open at 6:45 and we conclude at 9. You can find out more by going to LancasterPrays.com. That's Lancaster, Prays.com.
And how many years have you been doing the breakfast now?
This is our third year at Shady Maple. We started at the Eden 4 years ago. Let me just talk a little bit about really the purpose, because the committee, when we started meeting in 2022, said, Lord, why are you bringing us together? The original focal point was, okay, let's bring a prayer breakfast to Lancaster. But we said, what is there more that we should be doing? And so the purpose and the mission statement of the Lancaster prayer breakfast is this: to encourage participation in prayer within Lancaster County by means of a large community gathering and other gatherings, small prayer groups, and the encouragement of prayer in the lives of individual believers as we all pursue life in Jesus Christ. And Fred, we all know that our country today is in need of prayer.
Yeah.
Our church is in need of prayer, and we as followers of Jesus are in need of prayer, and God calls us to pray.
Yeah. And so you're having a breakfast at Shady Maple. What's the format like? How are you leading people in prayer that morning? Well,
the funny thing is we're actually going to pray.
That's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, we have decided we're focusing, we've shrunk the 7 mountains to 6.
Okay.
So this year, leading our prayer time for the arts, entertainment, and media is Glenn Eshelman, founder of Sight and Sound.
Wonderful.
Leading the segment for education is the president of LBC, Tommy Kiedis. For business, it's Keith Ebersole from Speedwell Construction. Leading the prayer segment on government is Representative Dave Zimmerman. For the family, it's Sarah Miller from Keystone Family Alliance. And leading our prayer time for the church is Pastor Andy Almanza from Gospel Light Baptist Church in Millersville. And leading our time of worship will be Tyler Knoll, the worship leader from Christian Fellowship Church.
That's awesome. If folks want to attend, do they need to get reservations, tickets? How's that work?
Yes, they need tickets. You can go to LancasterPrays.com, LancasterPrays.com. There'll be a link there, register now, that will redirect you to the website of Leaders of Faith Foundation, and there you can purchase tickets. You can buy a table or individual tickets, and there's pricing for businesses, different pricing for nonprofits, and then individual ticket sales.
The Lancaster Prayer Breakfast is coming to Shady Maple Friday, November 7th. You could get the details online, LancasterPrays.com. We'll talk more with Tim coming up in just a bit. Our very special guest this morning, our friend Tim Farrell, is here from Lancaster Prayer Breakfast. Several years ago, Tim brought us some, was it donuts? Croissants for the morning show, and it happened to be a light snow that morning. And when he backed out and left, I had to go out and take a picture and send it to him. Just the way he pulled in, ran in with the croissants, pulled out, it made 2 hearts in the parking lot out here.
I love that.
And it's always a reminder when I see that come up, Tim, every year that we love you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good morning to you. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we talk about the Lancaster Prayer Breakfast, I want to ask you about your life first. Can you share that with us this morning?
Yeah, this is a little bit of a hard one. I've never actually really chosen a life verse. But I would say that currently I have a couple stations of life verse. And I've been driven to these two verses. It was actually 2 years ago this week that I was supposed to be on radio with you, and I had a heart attack.
Right.
November 1st of last year, I was diagnosed with cancer. And so God has driven me to two verses. 1 Chronicles 22:18a, which reads, "Is not the Lord your God with you? And has he not given you peace on every side?" John 14:27 reads, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid."
Wow.
I rest in those verses.
Yeah. Amen. Let's talk about Lancaster Prayer Breakfast. It's coming up in November. Tell us all about it.
Well, November 7th. That's the first Friday of November at Shady Maple. Doors open at 6:45 in the morning. We conclude by 9 o'clock, so you business folks, you can be on your way. We've landed on the following format. Once breakfast is over, our MC, Tracy Jones, will bring everyone, bring all their attention together, and we start our time of prayer. And the way it works is our prayer leader is given the first several minutes to bring to the crowd whatever God has laid on their heart relative to their segment of prayer. And then they turn it to the table. So around the tables, each table will take the next 4 minutes or so in prayer for that area. And then the prayer leader finishes off with the last 2 minutes. And then we move right to the next segment and keep moving until we get to that just before the 9 o'clock hour. Our goal was never to end at 9. Our goal was to always end early. And so far, we've been able to do that.
And good for you.
Yeah. But when you think about prayer, you'll find this quote on the LancasterPrays.com website. This is a quote from Charles Spurgeon. "When asked what is more important, praying or reading the Bible, his response is, I ask, what is more important, breathing in or breathing out?"
Great. That's a great quote.
Prayer, something that is, readily available for all of us, yet probably one of the least utilized tools that God's given us.
Yeah.
And so is so definitely needed.
This is your 4th year.
Correct.
Of doing the prayer breakfast. What have you seen after the prayer breakfast? I know you have goals. You want these prayers to really impact our community. What have you seen after the past prayer breakfasts that you're like, yeah, that's why we're doing this?
Well, so far, I would say the answer to that question is just in the comments that we've received. It was such a great blessing to be together. It was a great blessing to spend time in prayer. To see 400 people come together and worship. Worship in that environment is slightly different than a church environment. Think about the architecture of a church. Usually it's a higher ceiling, so the sound goes up, gets lost in the ceiling. At Shady Maple, your ceiling is relatively normal height, and so you got 400 people just spending 10, 15 minutes of just worshiping Jesus is just so powerful. And then what we also do is, we understand that there may be some folks in the room that, corporate prayer, public prayer might be a little unfamiliar. So within the program each year, we've been providing written prayers. So if someone's uncomfortable with the corporate prayer or praying out loud, they could sit there quietly around the table and just utilize the prayers that have been written by different committee members. One of our goals is to ultimately make the website, LancasterPrays.com, as a go-to resource center. So you can go in the future and find, well, where are prayer things happening? Where can I go? Well, you need any other type of resource that relative to prayer is what our goal is for our website. Moving ahead into the next several weeks, you'll start hearing the Prayer Breakfast ads on this station, WJTL. Yesterday, advertisements started on WDAC. You'll see billboards, digital billboards popping up in the next week or so. And there'll be a few yard signs around to bring your attention to lancasterprays.com. We want to drive people to the website to register to get there. You will not be unhappy by spending that 2 hours at Shady Maple on that morning.
Lancaster Prayer Breakfast coming up Friday, November 7th. Doors open at 6:30. The buffet begins at 6:45. It concludes by 9. Shady Maple is the place. Lancaster Prays, Prays, LancasterPrays.com is where you can get your tickets, where you could sign up. Join in with 400 other believers in lifting your prayers up to the Lord for our community, for our country, for yourself as well. Tim, thank you for being here.
Thanks so much.
It's always great to see you.